basically I have this idea for a startup. It is a corporate AI assistant, so think ChatGPT but for business. And what are the main benefits? Well, basically it's private, it has the access to the latest models, it knows company data, it has built-in smart assistants, and company remains the control over the access. So this idea is still pretty new, we've been only a couple of days in, and we're still testing it. So I thought I'll give it a try and record some of the process. So yeah, working in coffee shops is fun, but the one thing is, it's definitely harder to record videos here, but hey Vasil, what are you working on right now? Can you give it a quick...
Yeah, I'm working on our pitch deck for during the sales call, and I'm kind of rethinking everything because in the beginning of the call we don't know anything about them, and so it's kind of figuring out, okay, what are their needs, what are they looking for, and maybe just using the slide presentation just in the background just for the first 10 conversations.
Are you using Google Docs for slides instead of...
Yeah, literally, like this is just it. Bullet points, and struggle is real, right? We present the problem, but at the end of the day, it's just a conversation trying to figure out, okay, what do they offer? At some point, we do have to describe what we offer, what we are. So anyway, just trying to figure out what's the best way to do that without them looking at a presentation. I'd rather them look at me, look at my eyes, and then my voice do the convincing than looking at a presentation and they're distracted.
So bro, what do you think about this idea? Is it worth a try? I don't know. What's on your mind?
What's on my... I'm cold is what's on my... It's freaking cold here.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's an interesting idea, but at the end of the day, I think with any idea, there's a certain amount of people that need or want something, and then if you have a product that fits it, it's just a matter of finding those people. So like what we started already with our cold email outreach, it's like, does cold email outreach work? It's like, well, there's a group of people that want what we offer, and there's a group of people, us, that can provide what they offer, and I think we can find that mix. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's an idea worth testing. It'll be interesting to see what the market, how the market responds.
If you think how far we already came with like AI models, it's already crazy to me. But when people think like, okay, but when are we gonna have the true AI? And then I ask them, well, what is a true AI for them? Because for me, what we have now is, I would consider to be like a true AI, but maybe it doesn't have emotions and stuff like that, but does it have to be exactly like human? Or I don't know what people imagine. But with all that said, I think in terms of like tech evolving, I think that definitely will be even more integrated with ChatGPT in our lives, and just AI assistants everywhere. Like you can see it with the new iOS version, macOS version, where they're building the AI as a core of system. I think there'll be less buttons, less icons, less settings in the future in all of the UIs of software. So you'll be just literally communicating via chat or voice. Think about like smart glasses, they're evolving too. So let's say in the future there'll be a smart glass, and AI will be just seeing what you see all of the time, will be hearing what you're hearing all of the time, and will be able to translate you the things as you go, will be able to help you to understand what you're looking at, you'll be able to talk and ask questions at the same time. So I think the big potential for AI is integration with smart glasses, and of course just the context, like it'll be able to give better, faster, and more detailed answers in the future. But I think even what we have right now is already crazy. But you also seem to be like just open about startup ideas and online hustle. What are the sides that you personally like about startup world for you?
I like creating stuff. That part's cool. Creating some sort of value, making people's lives easier. I don't know, my mind is always thinking about things or moving, and I don't like standing in one spot for too long in terms of just not creating, not moving. So I don't know, that the idea of creating something out of nothing resonates, something that's my own. Yeah.
So far I'm optimistic about AI. I think that me personally, I can do better with AI, I can do more with AI, and so far it only saves time for me. So it didn't make my life harder, it made my life easier. So
what's the craziest way you used AI recently?
Well, the craziest way, well, I obviously use it for coding, for exploring ideas, for brainstorming, for helping me writing text. Like for example, the landing page we created for this startup, so much of this text I just prompted ChatGPT to help me write it, where I remember in the past how long would I have to spend time on just coming up with text, like stuff, basic stuff like this. So this is the website that we have right now. It is a basic landing page. To create it, I've used Framer, I've used a template that I simply edited, and I also used AI to help me with text. So this is what it looks like right now. Some pros and cons, some previews. Our call to action is basically booking a call with us, where with our funnel, we'll first book a call, we'll give them a live demo, walk them through, we'll try to close them and give them onboarding after that. So even though owning a startup could be fun because you get to decide when you want to work, what do you want to work on, but it could be a curse at the same time, because at this point you have to discipline yourself to go show up and actually do the work. Like, it's not easy, it's not for everyone, for sure. Some people need someone to tell them to work and to what work on, but that is part of the game. Well, so basically, if I were to talk more about the idea, I would simplify it by saying we want to start with MVP, use some open source solutions with a mix of our own code like admin panel, and we'll also set up everything for the client. So the way it'll work basically is the company will use their own API key, so even us will not have any access to their data. We'll charge a setup fee, and we'll charge a small maintenance fee in case they need help with managing, updating, and just simply maintaining the servers and the software.
We didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about, okay, is this the best tool to use? Is that the best tool to use? We just picked a tool, Apollo, and went with it. In the early stages, and I think in every stage, action speaks louder than words, and action is superior to anything else. You can have a good plan, you can have a decent plan, but it doesn't even matter, because as soon as some shit hits the fan and the plan changes, the plan is completely irrelevant. Action wins every single time. So the more action you can take, you'll be able to see the results faster, right? Are you sending 10 emails a day or 1,000 or 10,000 emails a day? You're gonna be able to get that feedback loop, learn from it. Because even when you're making fast decisions, even if it's wrong, because you're making them faster and faster and faster, it's not making bad decisions, but when you make the wrong decision fast, you're able to correct a lot faster, and that feedback loop goes a lot faster, and you can improve. So anyway, so this is the idea behind what we're doing. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Anyway, cheers.
So here we have a test website. So here we have plenty of models to choose from. And besides that, we can also switch a company to use, for example, Claude from Anthropic. On the left side, you would see something very familiar as well, which is the chat history. Bookmarks here are basically like folders for your previous conversations. You can preset up your prompt, and you can create your own variables. You can insert them here, like the article link, click submit, and the article link will go here. So basically you can have multiple variables around your text, and it'll automatically work and can be reused for multiple tasks in the future across the company. So let's change it to dark. One really cool beta feature that I like is the artifacts. So how it works, let me show you in a second. So for example, if you want to have, I don't know, a graph that you can interact with, all you have to do is basically just say, can you create an interactive graph of main points of the history of this country? And here we can see that I can actually interact with the graph, so which is pretty cool. So there you have it. This is what it looks like, and the companies will of course also have access to the admin tools. They can control and see the usage of this, and they can also pre-train it to know the data about their company. So as a couple of final thoughts, I still think that it's great to create your own startup. Start with MVP, don't build a thing, and then test out the idea with a landing page, see if you can get some emails, some attention from users, and then launch your thing.